All right, Slave of Christ, you are on the air. What would you like to talk about?
Hi, Christy, Powell. Hi, Ben. We've spoke before, if you remember, from the sound of my voice.
I do, yeah. Just because we've been kind of circling this issue a little bit already today, when we talk about pornography being bad, can you just start by kind of telling us what does bad mean? Bad for society, bad for health, bad for offending God? Like, what makes it bad?
Well, there's okay. This was like my basic argument. I urge you as foreigners and exiles to abstain from sinful desires, which wage war against your soul. That's in 1 Peter 2:11, 1 Corinthians, also in 1 Corinthians.
Before you jump into another verse, can I boil down what you're saying to porn is wrong because God says it's wrong?
No, that's not my argument. My argument is when you consume those materials, you're more likely to fall into fornication. And I have I actually could cite.
Why is fornication bad?
Yeah, define fornication. Define fornication for me and tell me why I would not want to fall into it.
Okay, fornication means there's a order of God, which means God only wants us to enjoy pleasure within a marriage circle, right?
So I'm pushing back here. I'm interrupting you because I asked you like less than a minute ago, does this boil down to porn is wrong because God says it's wrong? And it sounds like you're about to tell me that porn is wrong because God's. Is that right?
No, I was about to cite you research that in the Christian community, having relations outside of marriage is rising, and there is a link or a connection with pornography consumption.
So, Slave of Christ, hold on. The problem here is that you're asserting that watching porn is going to make you more likely to fornicate, and that the study then that you're hold on, and that the data is now saying that there are more Christians that are having sex outside of marriage. But you still haven't communicated why that's a problem. I don't see why sex outside of marriage, when it's consensual between adults, is a problem.
Okay, so there's like after we die, we will all face the judgment seat of Christ, right?
I don't believe any of that. Slave of Christ. Slave of Christ. I don't believe.
God says it's wrong.
I don't believe any of that is true. Why is other than can you give a non-religious reason why having sex outside of marriage is wrong?
Okay. First of all, the issue is not you having relations outside of marriage. The issue, the bigger issue is you will end up harming your own self, your physical.
How does having sex outside of marriage harm myself?
Because it will affect your day-to-day life, the way you interact with other people.
How? Give me specifics.
Okay. You have to respect other people, right? You should not.
But it is what
people.
Slave of Christ. I'm saying that. So let's have two people, and they want to have sex, and they both are in the right state of mind. They are not impaired in any way. And they both say they're both over the age of consent. So they are both adults. And they both say, hey, I want to have sex. Let's go have sex. And then they do. How is that impacting their reactions to other people negatively? That seems like they had an adult discussion and they both agreed to do this activity. And they were both consenting to it. And they were both respecting each other in the way that they went about this. I don't see how that's a negative interaction.
Yeah, my calling is not about, like in general, it's not about pornography. It's about fornication and objectification.
And we're asking you to tell us why. So you're dodging the question because We asked you why porn was wrong, and then you went to fornication. And then we asked, hold on, and then we asked you why fornication was wrong, and then you said it's bad because it will impact your day-to-day life and will negatively impact how you interact with other people. So you made that claim. Now I need you to give specifics about what negative things are happening in those interactions and how is that caused by fornication. You have to demonstrate that.
Okay. So okay, let me ask you this question. Are you white?
Yeah.
Oh my
but
God,
I don't
Christ.
see
You can't just
why
go
what this
asking
has
people
to-
if they're white.
I don't see what this has to do with anything.
Okay. I'm darker skinned. That's why I'm asking you this.
That has nothing to do with anything, though.
Okay.
What does that have to do with
I'm
having
going to
sex
give
with people outside of
example.
marriage?
Okay. What I'm saying is, there's this issue of, like a certain races are going outside of their race to get married and, being more attracted to the other race. And that
Do you
is
believe?
the result. Okay,
Hold on. Do you believe that that's a problem? I don't see a problem with that.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying that's a problem. What I'm saying is objectifying others and disrespecting others, especially when it comes to disrespecting other races and objectifying.
But that's not necessarily what's happening. I gave you. Hold on. We're not talking. Like I would agree that that objectifying people is a problem. If you're engaging in sex with somebody that does not want to do that, that is sexual assault, and that is bad. That is a crime. That is absolutely immoral. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about two consenting adults that want to have relations and that they do. These are totally different scenarios.
Okay, why do white people objectify us?
This is not related to the topic.
Afield. You called in to say porn was wrong, and we are 7 minutes deep into this conversation, and we've covered the gambit, but we haven't actually talked about anything. So, Slave of Christ, I'm a little bit worn on patience. We're towards the end of the show. I'm just going to say it very plainly. Will you please give me a 30-second elevator pitch on the concept of why pornography is bad? And if you can do that, we can continue this conversation. If you refuse to, I'm done.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The first is it is the main cause of people to get sex addicts. The second will be it is more likely that they will commit unprotected sex. The third will be the damage of the family. When people are consuming such materials, they're more likely to be unloyal to their mates or partners. The fourth will be like the religious one, where people will betray their religious ideas like Christianity for such desires.
Okay, so I'm just going to go down the row here really quickly. Pornography causes sex addiction. Not true. There's no such thing as sex addiction. It's a complicated issue. We tried really hard to cover it well on secular sexuality and other places, but I'm just going to say it plainly here. Sex addiction is not a real thing, so I'm throwing that out. You said it leads to more risky sex, that watching pornography leads to like failing to use contraception and stuff like that. Hard disagree. I have seen over and over and over, and the statistics seem to bear out that people who are engaged with their sexuality, people who are not shameful about their sexuality, people who are not uncomfortable with pornography and things like that, are going to be much more informed about sexuality. It only makes sense. If you are comfortable talking about sex, then you're not going to feel weird or squigged out going to a doctor and having an STI check, for one thing. You said that porn leads to cheating, which no. I mean, how would you know that? There's certainly no statistic to support that. And there's plenty of reason to believe that in many cases, people are able to enjoy pornography as a way of avoiding cheating, as a way of having a healthy form of sexual expression within the confines of a otherwise monogamous relationship. And then finally, you said that porn leads to betraying God, which is what I knew you were going to say when we first started this call, because it's what everybody has been saying so far on this this topic, and I don't care about betraying God. There is no God, and so I'm very happy to disappoint him in this way. If you don't have anything else, Emmanuel, I feel like I have covered everything that you've had to say, and in the last 10 minutes, I don't feel like we've gotten very far.
Do you have any question or something like that?
I think I'm good.
Yeah, I think we're ready to move on. We're almost done with the show.
Okay.
So
Thank
thanks
you.
for calling in, and we're going to move on.